Okay, welcome back, dear friends. Today I'd like to go on our series of Vulnhub. The virtual machine would be election 1. I also put the link into the description section below so you can download this image. Before we begin our today's video, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate your help and support. Let's get started. To save time, I have already imported the virtual machine into the VirtualBox. So I'd like to enter into the Kali Linux. As you can see over here, I have already identified the IP address of the virtual machine or target as 252. And also I did the nmap scanning. I did the scene scan, the version scans, default script scan, and also did the comprehensive scan by specifying the -p-. So I think from the nmap scanning results, as you can see over here, the two open ports. The first one is 22, which runs SSH service. Of course, the version information is also displayed over here. As we know, this version doesn't have any vulnerability we can exploit. The next one is 80, which runs HTTP service. So of course, what we are going to do next is to do some enumeration for the 80 port or HTTP service. So now let's fire up our browser or Firefox. Let's input the IP address of the virtual machine into the address bar of the browser. Let's hit enter. Okay, so this is just a default Apache 2 page. And also you can check normally, as usual, we can check the source code to see whether there is suspicious information inside this source code, but nothing found in this case. So also we need to check the side or the target has robots file, right? And the robots. And as you can, there's some items or records. The first one admin. And we can open up another tab. We can visit input the IP address again, admin, but it doesn't found. And the second one is WordPress. So we can try WordPress, but nothing found. And the user. Of course, as a pen tester, we need to try different ways, right? Different points. And the next one or the final one is election. So this time we have got something from the virtual machine. And this is, I think this is some sort of a static page or static HTML code. So I think now we need to do some more or furthermore enumeration for this subdirectory. And we can use the Gobuster, specify the URL. I like to autocomplete this command to save time. Okay, now the Gobuster will try to enumerate the subdirectories or files under the election directory. Oh, sorry, I need to change the IP address of the virtual machine, because when I do this recording, I import the virtual machine again. So this will be, in this case, will be new one. Okay, now I think I configure properly. And now let's hit enter. Okay, so now I have already identified some directories. For example, like media, data, admin, and the card PHP. So of course we need to do some some check on these different directories, like admin. Yeah, we need to fill in the admin's ID, and I tried several ways to bypass this login. For example, I can use like admin and the next. But it says we couldn't find your ID number. And as you can see the error, we can do it again. you can see the 4 attempts left to be blocked. So it means that the virtual machine has some sort of a firewall in place, right? And of course, we cannot do the brute force cracking on this user login form. And also, we can check whether this field has some sort of the login bypass vulnerability, like admin. We can try this. But it didn't work. So I can tell you, even I used the Foxy proxy and intercept the request which originated by this browser, and intercept the request, and then save the request into file and use the SQL map. I think we can. Yeah, I already finished this directory enumeration SQL map and do this circle injection vulnerability scanning. But I can tell you, I didn't find anything from in regard to the SQL injection vulnerability. So I think this is a very important point I'd like to make at this point. If you just rely on this single tool or Gobuster do the directory, you may miss very important information. And I think this, for me, this is the only information that we can make use of, in terms of the pen testing or the vulnerability exploitation. So I think we need to use another tool beside the Gobuster, and we can auto-complete this command. So this one, the Gobuster tool, not only will enumerate the direct subdirectories or files, but also will do the recursive lookup or recursive enumeration. So as you can see here, I need to change the IP address. Sorry about that. Now, as you can see, have already identified the some subdirectories. For example, the admin, data, and the JavaScript languages. But also, the Gobuster will go furthermore enumeration. For example, for admin subdirectories or subdirectories. If we talk about from the root directory of the site, and also the admin has some subdirectories like image, ink, and also logs. So I can tell you, we can copy this. Maybe we do not need to make a copy because it's very simple in terms of the name. Okay, we can access this subdirectory or subdirectory, and there is a file system.log, and of course we can download this log. I think we can download it successfully onto our Kali Linux, and we can copy. We can move from the downloads directory to our working directory. Okay, and we can check the system log. As you can see, the assigned password for the user log and the password. And I can tell you, these credentials is not the credentials for the admin. This one. If you want, you can try. You can input like love and the password, but this one, for us, it will be easier for the in regard to the penetration. This is just for the user, the SSH. So we can SSH love, and yes, and we can copy the password and paste in here. Yeah, now we successfully log in as love user, and we can make some basic enumeration inside this home directory, and we can go to the desktop, and then we got the user flag here. So I think until now we successfully completed the first stage or first phase of the. We have already got the foothold. We got the initial access to the virtual machine, and what we are going to do next, of course, will be the elevating our privilege to root user, right? And we need to try some different ways to obtain this objective. For example, we can check sudo, and we can copy. Maybe we can open up another working directory, and we can head. Okay, and we can copy this password again and paste in here. Okay, but this user love may not run sudo on election. Okay, it's fine, and we can try as usual. During the exploitation, I mean the privilege escalation stage. The next very natural step will be to enumerate commands with SUID bit, and we can use the find command and specify the perm as option, and we just care about the file, not directory, and redirect all error to the black hole of the system. Okay, now let's hit enter. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, I think we can do not need to care about this command. But if we scroll up a bit, I think you can find yeah, this one. So it means that we can make use of SUID bit of this command serve you. I think this is used by the FTP service. Yes, I think so. And now we can go to our the search engine like Bing, and we can check if this this version or this service has local privilege exploit. Yeah, this one. Actually, the exploit database has two exploits in relation to the server FTP server. I mean the local privilege escalation. But I tried the second one. Yeah, this one. This one didn't work out. This one is shell script. It is not C code. But this one is okay. And we can, yeah, I have already opened up this link. And as you can see, this one is a C code, sorry. And we can download this code into the Kali Linux, and we can move this code to our working directory, and we can set up the HTTP server by executing Python. Okay, the server HTTP server is starting up, and now we can head over to the share of the target. When we can go to the temporary directory, and we can use wget to download the code and the IP address of the Kali Linux, and the name of this code is this one. I can make a copy, and now we can use the GCC compiler to do the compilation, and we can output exploit. Okay, and we can make this executable and run the exploit. Okay, very quick. We have already got a root shell. We can go to the root directory, and we got the root flag here. Okay, no problem at all. So that's all I'd like to demonstrate in this video. If you don't mind, you can leave a like below, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.